Everything that should take 5 to 10 minutes taking 20
There
to
we
30.
go. We're live. But now
There
we
we
got.
go.
Now we'll do that. So before you watch us, make sure, I don't know if you can hear this, but we'll make sure you like, subscribe, and share, please.
Yep. YouTube.com at Utterly Insane Productions, LLC. It reminds me of a Royal Rumble countdown, so it kind of fits.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we do all that. We'll make a new one.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool, though. I like the date, too. That's cool. We'll see what the puppy does.
Okay, we are. Well, geez, that really sized that up, didn't it?
There
Okay,
you go.
we are live. We've got some wrestling news. What was the other thing? I'm going to bring this up first.
Yep.
Because I found out there was a new, and I lost it right here. There's a new locker code.
Oh, for the game.
Yeah, for the 2K24 game, and it's Beastly 2K24. That's BEASTLY 2K24, and it's all in caps. It expires in 5 days, so you might want to use that code soon.
Is that a Brock Lesnar pack?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not, it just says it's the Beast Pack or something.
Oh, okay.
I haven't used it yet because I didn't turn on my Xbox recently.
I heard they re-signed him or put him back in the roster section or something on WWE.com.
They're
So
thinking, yeah, it's like it's up to debate because of Vince McMahon's,
yeah,
uh, and there's some other wrestlers and people involved that covered it up and lied and so on and so forth. You know, all those conspiracies. So, them trying to
absolutely.
rebrand wrestling, they don't want anything that's gonna, if they bring somebody in, well, what happens if he has to serve jail time next?
Yep.
So they're kind of like, it's still kind of iffy about Brock. But I did hear a rumor that's pretty credible. And I really hope that when they do it, and they've already announced that Saturday night's main event is coming back.
I love
That's
that as a kid.
that's been officially announced on. If you watched Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown last week, they aired the commercial for it. I think it's like got a starting date of, let me see, I think it was the first part of December.
Oh
Like
wow.
it
So
would have
coming
been
right up.
December. I think it's December 7th because that'd be the first Saturday.
Right.
So I'm not sure of the exact date, so you can't, But the rumor I heard is Jesse the Body Ventura, now that Vince is gone and out of the picture, is
Right.
going to come back and um, do the commentating for that show, or at least be one of the commentators.
Right.
You
He was
know,
always a
it,
great commentator. So
oh yeah, he was always paired with Mean Gene Okerlund, Gorilla Monsoon.
yeah.
They're going to have to find somebody to pair him with that can balance his,
Yeah.
you know. And thing I read when I was watching that Vince McMahon thing on Netflix, part of the whole thing early on, I think it was like right around WrestleMania 2 or 3. Jesse was trying to unionize the wrestlers,
That's right. That's right. God, I forgot that.
and so that created a lot of bad blood between him and Vince McMahon at the time,
No pun
and
intended.
some of the wrestlers in the background, because they said, "Oh yeah, I want it," but then they didn't have the cojones to stand up to Vince McMahon with Jesse Ventura. They kind of backed out and said, because it was all about my paycheck at the time, and at that time that they did that, wrestlers weren't guaranteed big contracts, and you know,
No.
uh, uh, Vince McMahon wasn't like Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff during the Monday Night War days, where the wrestlers at WCW had contracts. Most of Vince McMahon's contracts were like a handshake.
Yep.
So that kind of sucked too for a lot of the wrestlers because they didn't get paid a whole lot. Some of them got paid more than others.
Yeah.
So I could see how that was a real crappy lifestyle for a lot of them.
Yep. Out the door. Do this or you're gone. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Dress up like a rooster or
So
you're gone.
so Jesse so in turn Jesse couldn't get a lot of them to stand behind him
Yeah.
to get that union. It would have been interesting if it happened, how
Yes.
wrestling might have changed if Jesse did get wrestling. I mean, now they're all part of the acting guild or whatever.
Yeah. The SGA or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because they're entertainers now, not.
yeah, they're entertainment. It's entertainment, sports entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all because of the steroid controversy, and man, that was a lot. Watching that Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon, they did dive deep into that steroids controversy, and it when you heard a lot of the wrestlers talk that they had on the show,
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked at some of the wrestlers that were using steroids. You know,
Yeah.
like the Hitman Hart.
Really? That is
Yeah,
shocking.
I mean, he was always portrayed as,
A
you know,
little guy.
a straight shot. Yeah, but he was, tell it like it is, straight shot guy,
Yeah.
you know. But, yep. And he used coke and all kinds of crap.
Oh wow.
Yeah, watching the Dark Side of the Ring, it's called Dark Side of the Ring, and there's another one. And they sit there and talk about and tell these stories that happen behind the scenes.
Yeah. I've
You
watched
know,
a few of those.
but it makes sense. And those steroids you can see are obviously because that's why they changed from being a true sport to sports entertainment.
Yep.
Now they don't have to test their wrestlers for steroid use as often, or they can get away with it so much. I mean, hell, Drew McIntyre, there's no way, when he showed up from NXT and then he left for a couple of years because his character didn't take off to reinvent himself, and he came back almost twice as stacked. Come on,
Yeah.
you can't
And he
say
wasn't
that
even
was
that
not
big
natural.
in where did he go? TNA or something like. Yeah, he wasn't even that big in TNA either.
You
So
know,
you have TNA and then came back WWE, and he was bigger. So
and
obviously,
it's like the other guy too. Jinder Mahal was another one
hmm
when he first came over because he was the same class as Drew McIntyre. They were in the same NXT class that got graduated to WWE. That they came and they were small. They didn't weigh a lot. They didn't look as chiseled, and they're gone for a couple of years. And the next thing you know, them fuckers look like a god.
I was gonna say a
They're all
bodybuilder, God, yeah,
out. You know,
no muscle,
and it's like,
no fat, no body fat, all muscle. Like
yeah, and you wonder when it comes to that whole controversy. You wonder who truly is responsible then for the Chris. Was it Chris Benoit or
the one that killed his family.
and then killed himself
Yeah, that was Chris Benoit.
in roid rage?
Yeah.
And they chalked it up as roid rage.
Yep.
You know, you wonder how much and who actually knew that he was taking this stuff and who saw the signs of the roid rage before it happened.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
There's some other weird theories behind that too, but yeah, I mean, he's another one. He was in WCW, and he was like my size essentially, without the
well,
fat.
yeah, he wasn't one of those. He wasn't him. It was like Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko had some of the greatest matches
Yep.
because the two of them were about the same size. They weren't like overly tall, they weren't even over 6 foot. They were both under 6 foot tall.
Yep.
You know, and that's when they had the cruiserweight
Yeah.
title because they fought over that quite a bit. Those two.
Yep.
And the thing is, they both had that same thing. They were small guys, and then all of a sudden they're bulked up too.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Chris went really big. I was like, that's Chris Benoit? I was like, wow.
Yeah, he had muscles on top of his muscles when it came to his shoulders.
Yeah. He walked with that really wide arm stance, or not stance, but swag.
I should have grabbed another soda. I'll be right back.
Okay.
About 1 second, 2 seconds. I don't know.
Do what you got to do.
I need another soda.
I will see.
Before we get to Bad Blood, we got to give props to main event Jey Uso for successfully getting his first singles title ever. And that was like really cool to see.
I didn't expect that.
He deserved it. I didn't expect it either. Usually my thing is I never bet against the Samoans.
Right.
But in that case, you had the dog-faced gremlin's son.
Yep.
And he's Brian Breaker's starting to embrace the dog.
Yeah.
Part of that whole, because when I watch him wrestle, I see Scott and Rick Steiner. Because he does a lot of the same moves. He's added his own little twist or whatever. like he's got the Frankensteiner and all of that, those moves that the Steiner brothers used.
Yeah.
And he does the thing like his dad did,
Oh, yep.
and he's embracing it more. But I thought that, you got to think of it as business, money, 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 money.
Yep.
I would have thought they would see the thing I was thinking, he's making him more money as champion.
Yeah.
So they were going to leave him that way.
I read rumor or something like that he got some backstage trouble, so they took the title off of him. That's pure speculation, but I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I love that's the one wrestling. That's the one thing. Out of all the rumor mills, the wrestling rumor mill's the one I like the most. You really don't hurt nobody with those rumors. Nobody gets hurt or anything like that. But it's kind of fun to speculate and because they do bring back the legends and stuff like this once in a while.
Yeah.
But on that note, I read that Alexa Bliss, the reason she's been gone so long, she became a mama.
Yep, I knew that.
Late last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
November or December of last year, she gave birth. And she's real close to coming back. Now, they also said that, and then I went back and I had to kind of look for the footage, but I did see it, that there was a backstage scene. I can't remember who was in the scene, but a doll was found, just like the one that Alexa Bliss would bring when she was sitting on the swing set and was part of the Bray Wyatt faction.
Yeah, whatever that doll was called, I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually hinted and kind of, shown backstage. And, they're called the Wyatt Six, but there's only 5 of them.
Yeah, and then they had that. I was going to say they had that Wyatt Six video, whatever, and it showed like another woman, I guess, too.
Yeah, so. And think about that. Now, like if you've got Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross as part of that faction, they've tagged together before and were quite successful.
Yes, they were.
Okay, because I think when they actually held the belts for a while, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss together.
Yep.
The tag team belts. Now, what's to say that doesn't happen again with them being part of the Wyatt Six?
I'd like that. Their whole new creepy vibe tag champions instead of I'd like that a lot.
I mean, I like Nikki. I really have enjoyed watching Nikki Cross because her whole thing when she first came, it was the only thing I didn't like was the little superhero thing that she did.
Yeah, that was goofy. That was her idea totally.
But that was goofy. It was goofy. It was funny. It was goofy. But the thing about when she first came to wrestling and to the big boys, out of NXT, she acted kind of crazy.
Yep.
Like Nikki wants to play, and
that's what it was. Nikki wants to play. I couldn't remember. Yeah,
and I love that part of her. And then the last time we saw her before the Wyatt Six, she was like coming out, standing in the middle of the ring, or not saying anything, just kind of,
stare off into the distance or whatever, right? Yeah. Once you said that, it clicked. I was like, when was the last time I saw her?
And at the same time, you think about that and how Alexa Bliss got drawn into the Bray Wyatt's part of it. It's almost the same way.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I could see the two of them really being a whole different tag team than they were before.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be different. It'd be like flip from what they were before. It'd be 180, I guess it would be called.
But she did an interview recently, and she's almost ready to come back. She's looking forward to it. She
Nice.
didn't give any teases or hints of what she's going to do when she comes back. So that's all pure speculations and rumors.
But we saw the doll. It was kind of laying
Yeah,
on one of the whatever
but
they packed all
yeah,
the.
but if it wasn't brought up, like I said, you would have missed it
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
because I had to go back. I didn't see it the first time. I had to go back and watch that scene again after reading about it.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot, and I would have missed it had I not known about it. And I never
You
went back
know,
and watched it, but I was just like, oh, okay, screenshot, cool.
but that's like a subtle hint, and then all of a sudden the conversation comes up, the interview comes out. You know,
Yeah.
her little tweets on Twitter or Formula X or whatever you call it now.
Yep. I still call it Twitter. I can't bring myself to call it X. It just sounds too weird. Sounds like some adult film site or something to me. I
But
don't like Alexa Bliss too, but she was getting a little bit stale.
we've got a whole week coming up. So we've got Monday Night Raw, NXT's got their show, and then SmackDown before Bad Blood. So a lot could still happen and
Yeah.
get added to the card.
Yep. We've got what, 5 matches, 6 right now, something like that. 5.
But they've also got some great matches coming up that might determine what happens. I can't remember what they all are. I know there's matches coming up.
Right.
But I've got the card here. We're going to go over the card,
Nice.
and I've we're going to make our predictions here. We've got CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and they're going to be inside a Hell in a Cell to determine it once and for all. I
Yeah.
mean, these guys have been going at it. It got pretty personal. And I really don't think Hell in a Cell is going to end it, but who knows?
Yeah. Not
They've,
bad.
they've, they can't keep extending some of these storylines for so long.
Yeah, somewhere it has to go.
You know, so, but it's going to be a hell of a match because, like I said, it got personal, and it's inside Hell in a Cell. So that means no rules.
Yeah. No rules. People can come out.
And we've seen CM Punk. I mean, you got to realize he was Paul Heyman and ECW.
Yep.
I mean, that's where CM Punk pretty much got his start, is in Extreme Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting old.
He likes to get
But
hurt a bit anymore, but
I think that whole match is going to be a hell of a match to watch. But I think at some point, Drew McIntyre is going to lose his cool and CM Punk's going to take advantage.
like,
Because it's like you watch them and it's like CM Punk kind of has a way of keeping his cool about him.
yeah,
And but when you lose your cool, you make mistakes.
mm-hmm. I was
So
going to call Punk on this one too. So
I'm going with Punk. I mean, I know it's a long shot, but
Unless
I
they're
don't
going to
know.
keep dragging it out longer and longer, I'm going with.
I don't know if McIntyre's ever been in a Hell in a Cell or not.
I don't know.
I mean, I know he's been inside a steel cage. He's been inside of the elimination chamber stuff, but
Yeah.
this is a whole different entity, you know.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going with Punk. If they're ending it, the feud there, I'm going with Punk. If they're going to continue it more months, I'm going to go with McIntyre just because I see that happen, But
Yeah,
my pick's Punk right now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying is Punk. Now we got the women's championship is going to be on the line. Bailey versus Nia Jack and what is her name? Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Tiffany Stratton. Well, you know Tiffany's going to be in Nia's corner.
I think maybe Bailey wins this or something. Anyway, point is I think Tiffany's going to cash in here. Is what I'm going to get to. No
Yup.
matter who wins, Tiffany's going to try and cash.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it's going to be on Nia actually, because I see those two starting a feud.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think Bailey quite has what it takes to beat Nia in a
Yeah,
one-on-one, let alone to having a distraction on the outside of the ring.
right.
You know, um, and you know Naomi, there's going to be a little bit of jealousy there or something
Yeah,
because she lost. So Bailey, that's how Bailey got the number. You know, because
yeah.
Naomi and Bailey both pinned her, so they had to have a match against each other.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. That's right. I forgot.
right. So I don't think Naomi's gonna be inclined so much to come out and save Bailey's ass if shit goes down.
Could we see and it's just something that just popped in my head. Tiffy goes to swing her money in the bank at Bailey, misses, hits Nia, and then says, "Oh shit, I'm going to cash this in."
Yeah, it could happen.
A totally
Yeah,
accidental one, but of course, it was
I
Nia.
think Tiffany's going to cash her briefcase in, and it's going to be on Nia Jax.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Somehow she pins Nia to get the title. Because otherwise, what's the point of the feud? We're still kind of in the family and with friends, and
Well, they've been building up to that feud because
yeah,
you see it like every week. You see Tiffany and Nia, and one of them's getting a little annoyed with the other one,
yeah,
and you get that look like, yep, she's ready to, she's thinking about cashing that sucker in, you
yeah.
know.
Like she did that one time, and then at the last time, oh no. Yep. Yeah, so I think we both kind of agree on this one too. Then
Because I don't think Bailey's ready for it, and she
right,
don't have the backup. I don't think that she's going to have Naomi to back her up so much.
right. Unless somehow Bailey does pull it off, and then Tiffany cashes in on her. But
Either way, I
either
think
way, piss
Tiffany's
off Nia.
going to cash in
Yeah,
because she's gonna get her best chance that night, and she's going to see it.
yep,
And there's enough build up there between her and Nia where she ain't going to give a rat's ass.
right. Especially if she's ringside with her. It don't say what's ringside on the thing. I didn't see it anyway on the one I looked at. But
But you it's all about the gold and the money and having it.
oh yeah, and Tiffany,
So
she's ready for it.
Greed's going to take over eventually.
Yeah.
And then we got Finn Balor taking on Damian Priest.
I'm having a hard time with this one. I have since I've read about it. I just don't.
Well, the thing is, the whole thing is Damien's alone.
Yeah.
The numbers game is going to play against him because the Judgment Day can't win a match without help these days.
Right.
But the whole thing that can also throw Damian Priest off, and I don't think we'll see it because we haven't seen it in a long time, is Finn Balor's alter ego there.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in God. I
Quite
don't
a
have,
few,
have we ever seen it in W? Yeah, we've seen it in
2-3
WWE.
years in a
Yeah.
while. It's been since before the Judgment Day
Yeah.
even formed.
Yeah.
But that whole thing, if he comes out like that could be like a psychological thing to throw Damian Priest's thing off balance.
Yeah. Straight out the window and
But I think the numbers game is going to get the best of him.
yep.
I hate to say that. I always thought Damian Priest was getting held back because the Judgment Day, was holding him back because he could do better things on his own.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to win because the numbers game's going to get the best of him.
Right.
That's my prediction.
Right. I like that prediction. I think I'm going to go with Damien just because I haven't paid attention, so I'm just going to go a different route this time, so we don't agree on everything.
And then we got the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan.
With Dom in a shark cage.
Yeah, but the thing about that is I've seen the shark cage thing before.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Where they get the shark cage hung up above the ring and the person's in it. And then, say the one wrestler is distracting the referee, and the next thing you know, brass knucks drop to the floor from the cage.
That's what I was going to say, a brass knuckle or some kind of illegal object.
But the thing is also, Liv Morgan may be smart, cocky, whatever, but I think she pissed off the wrong woman.
Yes.
And I have to say, whatever they tried to win this, even though Dominic's locked in that shark cage, like dropping brass knucks, I think it'll backfire and she's going to lose her title.
Yep. How about this? He goes to drop him and she catches him, and Rhea catches him instead of.
That's what that's what I'm saying. Something like that backfires. I mean, I could see them doing it.
Yep.
But whatever happens, I think it'll backfire and she's going to lose her title.
We're agreeing a lot tonight because I'm agreeing with you again.
And then we got this Roman Reigns and Cody versus Jacob and Solo.
Yep.
I don't know what to think about this. I'm kind of like, Randy and Kevin Owens on this one.
Yeah.
I like Roman Reigns. I like Cody Rhodes. If I was in Cody's shoes, I'd be wondering how much I could actually trust Roman right now.
Right. See, I was thinking back, and it was in TNA. They did that Aces and Eights thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Bully Ray for like a year and a half pulled that I'm a good guy, and then all of a sudden, bam, bad guy turned. I'm thinking maybe Roman does that here, or could do that here. Probably not, because they want to go with the whole Solo and Bloodline Civil War thing.
The thing is, I get why they're doing it.
Yeah.
The thing about Roman is to make him a good guy now.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Okay, you're going to partner him with the best good guy there ever is, right now, the most
yeah,
popular, which is Cody Rhodes in this case.
absolutely. Yep.
So I don't think he's going to, but in your head, you're thinking that because the long term feud they've had when Roman was the leader of the bloodline,
Right.
can he be trusted?
Or maybe even an accidental spear, not even an on purpose one, but it gets
But the thing is, those two have to have a plan.
yeah.
And because the numbers game is always going to come into play with the
Yeah.
bloodline,
Well, it
and
says,
especially with this new bloodline,
yep.
you know.
Yeah, it says the other two are going to be ringside too, so
Right. So,
it's automatically a handicap match, basically. Unless he brings out like KO and Randy with him or something.
that's what I'm saying. He's got to mend that relationship.
Yep.
But then you could end up seeing, now that main event Jay's got his Intercontinental title,
Oh, true.
you could see him show up. It's been a while for Jimmy to come back. You got to have that whole thing if they're going to work up to a civil war, a,
Yeah.
a Samoan civil war, bloodline civil war.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Um, and then there's the possibility of uh, the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. You
Right.
know,
God, I forgot about that.
so you got a lot of possibilities that could happen there. But if they
And
got a plan and Roman and Cody can stay on the same page, set their egos aside, I
yep.
think they got this.
Yep.
And I'm going to call that because, very rarely have I ever gone against Roman.
Right.
So, and I'm not going to this time either.
I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to bet with the Samoans. I'm going bloodline here.
You know, but they have to have a plan and be ready for that numbers game.
With some new Samoan possibly debuting and helping him win
Hey,
after.
that could happen too. I mean,
What?
anything's likely at these pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I have yet to see, he came out and he said, "Oh, we're going to change wrestling. And, now that Vince is gone, we're going to, a whole new era and stuff." Yeah, well, all I've seen is you're making the pay-per-views, some of them, a lot of them, 2 days.
Yep.
Big fucking whoop,
Yeah, that's too much for me a lot of times. I get tired of
Right, right, exactly. I mean,
At least I'm not paying $60 a night though for them.
you know, and you think about what made WrestleMania and what WrestleMania is like now, and it's like it was better back then than it is now.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion, though. I mean, think about it. All the WrestleMania, I mean, you had a guest referee, you had a guest bell, and these people were like from Hollywood or from big names from sports
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, with the exception that they had Donald Trump in the haircut match and
Oh
all that.
gosh. Yes.
You know, I'm not even gonna bring that up any more than that. But they had like Liberace. You know,
Pete Rose, I think, a couple times.
Muhammad Ali as a guest referee.
Yeah. I remember that.
Uh, what's the guy? The colorful basketball. The guy.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Rodman was there. He was actually part of the NWO at one point, though, too. But Hulk Hogan. He came in to help Hulk Hogan a couple of times.
Right.
You
Sugar Ray
know,
Leonard.
you had all these people, Hollywood stars, uh, musicians, you know.
Tons of them. Pamela Anderson.
Yeah,
Back in the
and the
day.
thing is, now it's like, oh, let's see, WrestleMania with your guest host, The Miz.
Yeah. I hear that. I'm like, he's a wrestler.
Just because he made a movie doesn't make him,
Yeah. He's the A-lister. Come on.
They can do the same thing with The Rock. The Rock's a better actor, and it'd still be like, really?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, I liked it when Johnny Knoxville showed up, or shit like that.
That was a match. Knoxville and Sammy.
Or how about the feud between Jimmy Lawler and
Oh, Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman? Yeah, all I could think of was Latka from Taxi.
Right, I know. I was just reading and
His real
watching
name, but
video on it the other day, and that's the only reason I remembered it.
but I mean, that's stuff that's memorable. Mr. T,
Oh gosh, yes.
because he was part of
Woods.
like WrestleMania 2 and 3.
Yep.
I mean, you don't bring in retired wrestlers either. I mean, you can do that, but don't make them your top stars. I mean, I don't know. I think somewhere along the line, WrestleMania's kind of lost it because of that. Because you always wondered, like, who are they going to have? Who's going to be the guest referee or guest announcer or,
It was kind of like Royal Rumble. You always wondered who was going to appear and do something. And
yeah. And then it's like the Hall of Fame. They're inducting some of these people. It's like you're scratching your head, like, why?
Yeah.
They weren't even wrestlers. And but they need to recognize some of the wrestlers because when they got rid of whatever Turner's, it was WCW, NWA, whatever, when Vince and the WWE bought that out in pieces for very little on the dollar, they bought it at a fraction of what the company was worth.
Yes.
Okay. They got all the rights to all some of the title stuff, some all, but they should recognize some of those wrestlers in the Hall of Fame,
And especially for what they did there in the NWA. Not like Harley Race, who WWF, WWF. They don't hardly ever bring up his NWA stuff.
Raven,
he's a great one.
Remember, he was like ECW and all of this stuff early on in his career.
Yep.
He was in WWE for a short time.
Scotty Polo.
Some of those wrestlers that they, just, it's just getting to the point where, and then they need to kind of fix some of the shit and the relationships and stuff where they totally erased some of these people. Like, look how long it took them to finally honor Chyna's memory.
Right. I was never a big fan of her, but it's good seeing them.
But still, she got robbed and her career got destroyed because she got blacklisted, and the only thing she could do was like porno.
Right, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. No, that should not happen. Yeah, just because I didn't like him, don't mean I don't recognize.
And some of those people, like Sable.
Yeah.
We never saw her wrestle again. after WWE because, Vince would blacklist some of these people.
Yeah.
Say he'd call around to other promotions telling them not to hire them.
Yep.
And he was that powerful to be able to do that. He had that much clout.
Amazing.
These people were afraid to say no to Vince McMahon when he came to hiring somebody.
Yep.
And,
He was the high, whatever, the big company. So everyone
yeah,
wanted.
but he was such a power that he had influence on some of those independent circuits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People didn't want to.
And
Oh, we might get to work with them if they come to town, but not if we say we're not going to do that. So
it's amazing the lives he destroyed and got away with destroying
yeah,
by just doing that.
yeah.
Just doing that alone.
There's all kinds
But
of
I
stuff.
think I think Bad Blood is going to be worth the watch. We're gonna see the start to this bloodline feud.
Yep,
Um,
this will be the start of it for the
but
Civil War.
the Civil War. But I don't think they're. I just don't feel like it's going to be a big enough event with only the few matches. So I'm hoping like Monday and Friday they're going to come up with some last minute adds to it.
What if, just wacky wild thought, since they're working with TNA and NXT, what if they throw over someone from TNA into it just for the wacky hell of it?
Yeah, you know,
Like that,
it's
oh
like
God, what's his name? I keep singing his theme song. Joe Hendry into there somehow against Miz or
oh
something. R-Truth and Joe
well
Hendry.
in the older days, it's like almost all the belts would be on the line.
Yeah,
We've only got, let's see,
two, three,
the women's championship is
yeah,
on the line.
both of them. You got the two
Yeah,
women's.
both of them. Yeah, Bailey and yeah. So you got both women's titles are on the line, and that's it.
Yeah. So surely something will pop
What
up.
happened with like the Intercontinental title being on the line and the USA
Yeah,
title being on the line? Men's got 2 tag team titles, 2 heavyweight titles. Uh,
right.
you could fill it with more championship matches.
I think we might get Seth against Bronson Reed at it, but again, that's not a title match. But
It's just
who is the champion on Raw? Gosh, I'm not even. I'm blanking on the champions. It's been so long since. Isn't it Judgment Day or the tag champs?
Judgment Day have tag belts.
Right. And who's the champion?
I
God,
don't know who the SmackDown champions are.
I
Well,
don't either.
here, we'll take a look.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get to
Oh,
that.
Gunther's the heavyweight champion. Yeah. And Sammy's been pestering him for a shot at that, so maybe we get Sammy and Gunther. U.S. title is
Well, you
not,
got Cody's got the undisputed.
yeah,
Gunther's the world heavyweight. Liv Morgan's got the world championship. The women's champion is Nia Jax. Jay is Intercontinental. LA Knight still has the U.S. title. WWE Speed Champion is Andrade.
yeah.
And then you got Finn Balor and JD McDonough as World Tag Team Champions. WWE Tag Team Champions are the Bloodline.
The
And
blood.
then you got Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill as the Women's Champion.
Okay, and they're doing stuff in next last week. Well, last week they did, so they helped out Kalani, whatever her name is down there. She's the North American Women's Champion.
So, I'm thinking,
You have plenty of titles, and you've only got the two women's ones up right now
right.
somehow. Like I said, Sammy's been pestering Gunther, saying I beat you for the Intercontinental. So, and Gunther keeps telling him no. So maybe we'll get that match.
Yeah.
But I don't see Gunther losing this time.
So,
But I don't. And of course, we got our other champion in the tag match with Roman,
right.
and then that'll. Who knows what's Jay because of that? I mean,
I mean, at least Roman was honest. He's like, when this is all over, I'm coming for that.
oh, nice, nice. Yeah, see, I missed all that on. That was on SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't
And,
watch SmackDown at all, so that's
and
cool.
and the thing is, I just hope Roman doesn't stab Cody in the back during all of this.
Yeah, like I
Because,
said, if anything, it'll be an accidental spear, like he's trying to spear Solo, and Solo jumps out of the
yeah,
way somehow, and
or something. But,
they'll tease it once or twice, and then it'll actually happen, and then they'll throw him out of the ring and pin Cody. And then that gives whoever pins Cody, like Solo pins him. I pinned you, now I get another title shot. If they do it that way.
yeah, I'm waiting to see history repeat itself again.
Yeah.
You know, I I've been watching the rumor mill, and I don't watch it too often, just now and then when there's nothing else on. And
Right.
that's kind of hard during this time of the year because they've got all the horror movies going,
Yeah.
all the classics for Halloween.
Yeah.
But I could see something happening with AEW
Oh.
being bought out by WWE and doing the invasion type thing like they did with WCW.
I can see that.
Because there has been wrestlers that are still under contract with WWE showing up over on AEW backstage,
Yeah.
or in the audience.
Bailey does a lot to support Sasha or Mercedes. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Well, I
Mercedes
get that
Monet
point.
or whatever her name is now. She's got one of their belts.
Yeah, their TV belt. Basically, Intercontinental belt for a woman over there. The one Jade held when she was over there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
AEW has officially signed a new multi-year media rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery.
Right.
And that means my game, Multiverse, a game I play a lot, could have
Yeah.
some AEW wrestlers in
Oh,
it.
that's true, huh? Oh, God. That would be
That
awesome.
would be cool.
That would be awesome as hell, actually.
Well, what's his name's over there too. God, when I heard that name, I'm going,
I
ah,
saw, I saw MVP was jumping on there tonight to talk about their 5 year anniversary or something
um,
on
Paul
AEW.
Hel- Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering is over there.
In AEW?
Yeah,
Wow, I did not know that. I like Paul Arrow. Well, I did with the Road Warriors. I don't know on his own how I feel, but I always
but
like.
yeah, he was the Road Warriors, and then they were changed to Legion of Doom, so on and so forth. But Paul Ellering was at their side,
Yep.
right?
And then I know he did a little bit in the what are they? The AOP and NXT, Authors of Pain or whatever they were called.
Yeah, well, he's got like a new big power group or something over there. I saw it once briefly,
Nice. That's cool. I haven't
and
watched AEW in quite a while, to be honest. It's just
I don't watch that one too much. I pretty much try to watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
I catch highlights of AEW once in a while. Something will pop up on Facebook, like, look what Mercedes did, so I'll watch it. But otherwise, yeah, and I'll read just to see.
You
I might,
know, Yeah, so I don't see anything unless it comes up online on the rumor mills or, you
Yeah.
know, I haven't been playing my wrestling game so much because, like I said, I'm into that new Warner Brothers multiverse thing.
It's pretty fun. I haven't been playing it a lot lately. I played
Uh,
it quite a bit, and then right when you guys started playing was when I started getting burnt out on it, and I was like,
yeah, well, see, you can't play that game alone all the time, and
yeah.
that's the problem I'm having. I can't. I'm like stalled a
Oh
lot.
no.
I can't get any further without help.
Wow.
So I got to get somebody to help me, and
Is
then
it just jump on and do a fight or two with you, or is it like missions upon missions?
it's doing riffs. What's called the riff part of it,
Okay.
you know. And so it's going through and doing all the riffs, and right now that's where I need most of the help because there's an event for the next few days or whatever. The 85th anniversary of Batman.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So they're doing like a big anniversary event with a couple of events and stuff. So
Cool. Cool. Let me see what my schedules are. They keep changing them every day. Maybe I can jump on tomorrow night and help you some.
yeah, so well I got Mark hopefully gonna help me tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. I feel like
So
I'm just ahead sitting here. Okay, now the light came on. I was like, I feel like I'm just ahead sitting here floating because everything was black.
but you know, it's a cool game otherwise, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like games where you have to have help to do stuff, but I get it. I get it. They want people in there. That
Yeah,
would be cool if they brought wrestlers over though. That'd be kind of cool.
yeah. I mean, I've got all the characters unlocked right now,
Oh,
but
nice.
you've got like all kinds of good ones. Taz, Wonder Woman, Superman, Black Adam,
Yeah,
Bugs Bunny,
Rick
uh,
and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Yeah, yeah,
That's what got me hooked. I saw Rick and Morty. I was like, oh, I got to get those two unlocked.
yeah. So I've got them all unlocked. So I've got plenty to do. It's just it's so
You want to get
haven't been
past that
playing the
stage?
rest. I haven't been playing the wrestling game because I don't like playing that online as much as like I've got a better chance of winning in multiverse online,
Yeah,
you know, like doing a 2 for 2 or whatever, than I do winning a wrestling match in the wrestling game
yeah,
online against another player.
absolutely.
You know, and playing the wrestling game by myself, it's kind of boring after a while. You
It
get
does.
burnt out.
You do. I admit it.
You
I
can
do.
only do so much.
You do so
So,
much. Then I get mad because I up it to the like next level and make it a little bit harder, and then I can't do anything. So,
right.
yeah, like I don't mind not being able to reverse, but let me get a punch in. Damn.
Yeah. So
I usually play on whatever the second level is, and then when I try and up it to the third, at first it's just like, wow, I lost my belts. I lost my.
yeah, so I don't play that one online ever. So but I do with the multiverse because I like I said I got a better chance of winning.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry about the yawn.
But anyway, until next time
Yeah,
we decide to go live.
right, right. Hopefully my schedule settles and new job, so they keep trading me on everything. So
Yeah, at least we got this in before Bad Blood this time.
yep,
So we're able to give our predictions.
yeah,
But
absolutely,
I don't know if there's going to be. I just hope there's more than just the 5 matches, because
absolutely. Maybe if they throw a bunch in.
if it's just going to be the 5 matches and an hour of talking before, you know, because they always do that pre-show thing.
Yep.
You know, they need to stop some of this stuff because too much talking. It's getting out of
Maybe
control.
maybe if Friday and Monday they throw on some more matches, we can come back in and predict those
Well,
too.
yeah. We'll see. All
Yeah.
right. Till next week or
Till next
whenever.
week
Just
or
stay
whatever. Yep.
tuned.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
And remember, anything's possible.